Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new weekly painting, and this time I will explain how to do uh, Tyranid or Genestealer Cult objectives. These are pieces that come with the Genestealer, so I will use them to do some Genestealer Cult um, objectives for the games. So the first thing I will paint them according to the theme of my Genestealer Cult. Remember, is purple with some pink. Okay, so I will follow the colors of the Genestealers, and the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to apply. These are just bases. I glued these things on 32mm bases, and now I'm going to just do a base coat of Nagarod Night. As these are just objective, I will go quite fast, and as you can see, I don't even prime them, and Nagarod Night will not have issues to cover on top of that. So they come with this blue color on the plastic because they are from the Lost Patrol and they were coming in blue plastic. But I guess, yeah, I don't know if it's come. I never bought the Genestealer out of a game, so I don't know if they come in a different color on the normal box. So we are going to paint. This comes on the sprue of the Genestealer, so you should be able to have similar things on your army on if you play Tyranids. So we are going to paint that. Okay, and once I have applied the Nagarod Night, I will come back. So once Nagarod Night have dried, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to do a wash with Nun oil. Okay, so we are going. This is also quite straightforward. This will be the base to paint then later on. So we are going to take Nun oil and just very straightforward. We do a heavy wash on these things. So I will do that. Of course, if you do this wash, we'll wash everything. So be sure that you do it quite evenly, you don't miss any spot. And if you do any spot, this is going to be like quite a fast paint job, because these are going to be the objective markers for my Genestealer Cult army. Okay, so this is why. So okay, so I will do the rest of camera and I come back. So next I'm going to apply Argellan Earth. Okay, I will apply this on the bases next to this thing. Okay, and don't use your best brush, just a thick layer of this, and try to cover as much as we can. Try not to go too much over the miniature, but we want to make it thick, because if it's too thin it's not cracking well. So you really want to do like a thin layer. It's the opposite of painting normally. Applying this technical paint, you have to do the opposite of when you want to do fine painting. So I'm going to do this on all the bases. Here I realized that the wash was not completely right. This is the problem, but it will not be a problem for this photo. Okay. So I will do this on the bases and I come back once this is done. If you go a little bit over the thing of the Tyranid, will look like mud on top of it, so it's not the end of the world neither. So once the previous layer, what was called the color, they want this cracking, you see the cracks are quite good. Okay, with the technical paint. Now we are going to start working on the Tyranid part itself. I'm going to start applying Emperor's Children. No, sorry, not Emperor's Children. We will start applying Screamer Pink on this type of like tentacle things. So I'm going to apply this. We're going to paint this type of tentacles looking, trying to leave the dark on the recesses. Okay, so we just paint like that. Okay, and then here on the side I will leave it like that. Something. Okay, not too. Yeah, this is quite straightforward as well. Okay. And then this up to everybody. You can do the top. I will do this conic part with the deep purple, leaving the tentacles with the pinkish color. This way will match as well the color of the army that I'm doing. So you see, we just go. We don't need to be super precise, but you want to leave a little bit of the dark part. And when it's that thick, I don't go to the bottom, I just leave it like that. Okay, here we can make it a little bigger. This one we can do something side. Okay, so I will do the tentacles, and I come back once this is done. So this house looks like, now that we have done this type of tentacles, or I don't know how to call these things. Next I'm going to apply Agog Airshade. I'm going to do a wash around the base. I'm doing this now because I will stop for a while, so it's a good moment to do. I also try to do the washes when you're planning to do stops, because then you don't need to wait that they dry. So here we go. This is quite straightforward. Is to give a little bit more of depth to the brown, and I give a little bit more variation here. Okay, so we go with that. And at the end, these are just, want to do nice objective markers, but you don't want to go crazy, especially if you have so many meters to paint. That's me. But I like to have my objective markers, especially if I ever go to tournament, something like that. This looks nice. And I think they will match well with the Genestealer Cult. Okay, so I will do that and I come back once this is dry. So now that the wash have dried, the next step I'm going to use Cereus Purple, and we are going to start highlighting the deep purple. So we are going to take Cereus Purple and start highlighting around these things. Okay, you don't need a very detailed brush to do this first step. I will do like edge highlight. I think it works very well with the Tyranids, especially with the segmented part of the body, and will give a very nice definition on the different. But this looks like the chitinous capparas that the Tyranids have. Okay, so we are going to do something like that, and then on the top we are going to highlight doing like that. So it's like jaws, what we have on top. So if it's like the teeth, I'm going to go for the color I use for the claws on the army, so they will be highlighted on grays. So I don't highlight the small teeth inside, but I do this type of highlights here that if they are jaws, so giving this type of highlight. And then we are going to keep highlighting around these things. Okay, so each lever we are going to do. And this is the same process I follow to be fair with the my Genestealer, more or less the same steps. The only thing I did not did is the Dvachi Violet wash on the tentacles, but I think here makes no sense because of the way, because they don't have really texture to be pop up with the wash. We are going to do highlights on the tentacles anyway later on, so I will keep doing that. Okay, so this is how you do that. And here we have some that are already dry and done. So this first step is not super striking, but will start showing the texture and you will start making this objective more interesting. So I will do that on the rest of the part and I come back once this is done. So this is all of them now with the highlights with Shadows Purple. Now we are going to do the second highlight with Genestealer Purple. Okay, we are going to follow the same process, try to be thinner and leaving the previous layer visible. So we can use same brush. Let's do here an example. So the intention is go more to the edge. Okay. We'll do this type of protuberances. Here I will not invest time in blending or in doing something like that. Just edge highlight. And if you feel that you want to do dry brush, can be also a technique to be used. It's going to be less cleaner, but I will say that it's up to you how much time you want to invest. It's not too much, just to go around this circle and do this type of edge highlight. To be fair, if I do a small mistake, I don't go back to correct it. We just here want to go for nice tabletop standard, right? Something that is looking nice on the table. Okay, so as you can see now, this is one with this. You see one side with and the other side without. So here we can put another example. Okay, so you see that the detail is much visible, and then on top we apply as well on like that. Okay, so I do the same for the rest of the parts and I come back. So here we have, now with the highlights, they look really now, they are popping up much more, they look more liveful. We are going to do some highlights on the pinkish area. I'm going to use Emperor Children, and this is maybe will look like very strong contrast, but at the end I think will look good. So what we are going to do is we are going to apply a little bit of this. Okay, we thin it down and we apply it a little bit on the pinkish things. Okay, something like that. Go to the water. Okay, I will do just like this type of super sharp highlight. I will not go for more detail, and I think this will be good enough for this objective marker. If you want to go more thin, then you want to maybe you want to do like a dry brush, but I'm concerned that I'm going to mess up with the rest of the parts, so I prefer to go like that and do very strong highlight. So I will do that on all these parts. Okay, I will keep doing that. Okay, and I come back to show you once it's done. So this is how now they look like. They pop up much more. I think they are looking quite good. We are going to do it now, just a very fine touch on the purple and do the teeth. The teeth I will go quite straightforward with a pale gray. So we are going to take now the color lilac, okay, and we are going to do. I will not how it's called this. I will not edge highlight everything. I will just put some soft points. Okay, I will just touch the top of these things. Okay, we do the same for the other one. Right, we do the same for all the other ones. So I'm going to do that. You see now the difference between one and the other. So I do the same for the others and I come back. So they look like now with this extra highlight on the purple, and now we are going to do the teeth, and I will use just straightforward administrating gray and pinpoint the teeth that they are inside. So I take a administrating gray, fine brush, let's make a space here, and we are going to just touch the teeth like that. Okay. It's quite easy, the texture is there, it's not too complicated. Try to attack as or to put the brush as I'm showing you in the video. Okay, like that, and then you do all the teeth. Okay, we'll do another one. So I just go and I touch sideways with my brush. That way I do just a small line, and you don't have to be perfect, but okay. So I do the rest and I come back. This is how they look like, and now the last thing I want to do is I will use a little bit of Nurgle rod. I know that it's Nurgles, but will work well, and we are going to put some green weird looking stuff in the middle of this thing, like if it's acid. Okay, we are going to do something like that. Okay, so this is quite straightforward. You can skip this step if you don't like it, but I want to give this weird look. Okay. Try to be careful not to go on top of the teeth. It's not weird, it's going to be weird, we are going to lose all the contrast, so you only want to apply it really in the middle hole. The hole is deeper than what looks like at the beginning. here we finalize this tutorial. So this is basis for the Tyranid, objective markers. So this is how I did the objective markers for my Tyranids. I will say the Genestealer Cult. We have to do the rim. Of course, you want to do the rim with the same color of your army. So it's the only thing missing, but here I will finalize the tutorial. I hope you find this tutorial interesting. I hope you like it, especially if you do Tyranids, I guess. You have find this interesting, and if you have the Genestealer sprue, you will have these things on the Genestealer sprue. And that's all for now. Please leave in the comment below, let me know what do you think. Let me know if you'll have liked this tutorial or not. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye!